Jon Jones has officially called out Alex Pereira, and the MMA world is absolutely buzzing. Right after Pereira's dominant performance at UFC 320, it didn't take long for Jones to fire back, and fans everywhere are losing their minds over what could be a historic matchup.
Fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size. Pereira walks around at like 240, and he has magnificent accolades. Business-wise, it makes more sense. Fight the nobody that may be more dangerous, or fight the guy with all the accolades who's incredibly dangerous.
Alex Pereira, I know you said you're interested in a super fight. Can you elaborate on that? Is it the winner of Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane? Or it sounded like maybe before everything happened with Jon Jones in his personal life, you were maybe planning a call out of him.
I'll answer his question and I'll answer this subject one time. And, you know, I with all due respect, I have for the situation, and I've said this in the back, you know, a lot of people try to create a lot of stuff around this. So again, please, with all the respect, I was gonna ask for Jon Jones in the White House, but with everything that happened, it's not the right time to talk about it.
Question for DC.
Yes, sir.
I saw Jon Jones is back in the testing pool.
Yes.
Talking about going on the White House card.
Yes.
I think with his extensive criminal record, the Secret Service will let him on the White House grounds.
That's such a great question. Woo.
That's actually a good question. Well, we always have to pass background checks when Trump's there and he got the fight, so I'd imagine he will be. And I gotta be honest with you. All right, so listen. All right. No disrespect to anyone here. I love you guys so much. You can go to the White House and I'm positive you'll win, right? But if we really need an American to win, right, gotta kind of send Jon Jones, don't we? I mean, seriously, like, I mean, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't like him, but it's like, if we need an American to win, don't we just send the guy that always wins?
Hey, no, he's going.
And he said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And nobody tries harder than me. Are you sure Jon Jones doesn't try a little harder than I do?
I don't know. It's close.
It's close. It's close.
And according to reports from several MMA insiders say Jon Jones has one clear demand. If the rumored UFC White House event becomes official, he wants Alex Pereira headlining with him. What's wild is that the tables have turned. It's no longer Pereira chasing Jones. Now Jones is the one calling for Pereira. After months of silence, recovery, and criticism, the former champ seems fired up again. All sparked by Pereira's latest dominant showcase.
House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, you know, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. Be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night. I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
Jon Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House. I remember when he canceled that fight against Chael, Dana said he'll never headline again. Well, he headlined against me twice. We're supposed to be headlining events 5 times. He headlined against Gustafsson, Cyril Gane, and so many other people. This time he seems like he is not going to back down and allow for him to be on his White House card. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I agree. I think I would let him fight, because for as much as mixed martial arts is a global sport, and it's a sport that everybody loves and we support people from all around the world, at the end of the day, when we're fighting at the White House, you want American people that can win. You put American guy in there in the main event that has a real chance to win the fight and send everyone home feeling very good. Come on, boss. It's me asking you to give Jon Jones a chance. That's crazy. But the renderings are sick. White House is going to be nuts, and the boy's going to be there. So let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hell may have frozen over, because Daniel Cormier says that the UFC and Dana White, they've got to let Jon Jones fight on the White House card. But do they really, DC? Do they really? Mike Heck here, back with another question of the day for MMA fighting. The White House Jon Jones topic has come up a bunch. on the feed and social media, but this is sort of the most common question, reacting to what Daniel Cormier said on his YouTube channel, pleading with Dana White to let Jon Jones fight on the card. Dana White, of course, has said a 1 in a billion chance that Jon Jones will fight on the card. He's not reliable. Conor McGregor is more reliable. So let's go through this. Do they really have to let Jon fight? Do they really need him? Of course not. Does Jon Jones's appearance or non-appearance change anything? Not really. This event is going to be huge and is going to be a massive spectacle regardless of who competes on the card. Now, should Jon Jones be like flat out banned from consideration? No, but his appearance on this card should only happen under one condition. If Tom Aspinall retains his title against Cyril Gane at UFC 321, Jon Jones fights Tom Aspinall, and that's it. There is no other fight. There is no other option. UFC White House does not need Jon Jones versus Taliesin Teixeira to happen. It's Tom Aspinall or bust. That is the only way Jon Jones fights on this card. Now, one thing I do agree with DC on is adding contingencies to this contract. Like if he signs to fight Tom Aspinall on this card and he doesn't due to non-injury reasons, he should be penalized for it. And he should be penalized greatly. DC suggests $1 million. Sure, I would bump it to $2 million. But again, the UFC doesn't need to put Jon Jones on this card. But having Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones would be humongous. But this event will be gigantic anyways. It's just going to be one of those things the UFC is going to push and push and push. And much like UFC 300, this is going to be one of those events where like, wow, the UFC are really trying here. And that's all we really ask for at the end of the day. So it'll be interesting to see over the next several months whether Jon Jones is going to be a part of this or not. But it's got to be against Tom Aspinall, or what are we doing here? Thank you for the questions. Back tomorrow with another question of the day. You can leave yours over on the feed on MMAfighting.com. We'll see you then.
Insiders say Jon Jones was blown away by Pereira's calm under pressure, his knockout, power, and the way he controls high-stakes moments. But there's something deeper here, too. It's pride. Jones isn't about to let anyone else take the spotlight that's been his for over a decade. Fans have been calling for a Tom Aspinall showdown for months, yet now, Jones's focus seems locked on Alex Pereira instead. According to sources close to the UFC, both fighters have even floated the idea of meeting not at heavyweight, but back at light heavyweight, which would make this matchup even more intriguing.
Pereira at heavyweight. As a matter of fact, I told you guys, I do not believe that Jon Jones returns against Tom Aspinall. I believe he returns against Alex Pereira. Many people have one pushback, but how are you going to take Pereira and put him in a non-title fight? How are you going to take Jon Jones, who has not fought for anything but title since he was 23 years old, and put him into a non-title fight? And if he were to, or if I were Jon Jones, I would say I will fight you, but it will be for a belt. I'll come see you, Alex Pereira, but I'm coming back. I'm coming to my weight class. You never should have been champion. You never would have been champion had I not left.
Well, one thing I want to talk about MMA real quick, Rampage, with you, and I'm being serious and mighty, and then I want to hear your opinion. Our Jackson Podcast Discord keeps asking, Rampage, what do you think of Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira? If they were to fight, how would Alex Pereira fight? How would Jon Jones fight? Who would win? You've obviously been able to spar with Alex, and you've been able to fight Jon Jones. And then, Mighty, I'll let you run at this, but how do you think that would go, Rampage?
Honestly, I think Jon Jones will poke him in the eye right off the bat.
Oh, my God.
What? You asked me a serious question. No, I'm telling you, seriously.
That ain't in Jon Jones' repertoire. He ain't doing all that. It happened one time against you.
One time? DC. Everybody else who Jon Jones fought, and they was doing a little bit better than Jon Jones wanted them to. I poke you and he'll kick your knee backwards.
So who wins?
You know what? I never say anything against Alex Pereira because he's a man, but I think that Jon Jones would find a way to get him to the ground and try to submit him.
Yeah. You don't think that he would try to sit there and stand up with him?
No, Jon Jones wouldn't.
He's too intelligent. I mean, you look what Jon Jones did to Cyril Gane. right? He didn't stand for Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
And Cyril Gane comes from a striking background. He moved and took him down and ground upon him and submitted him with a very easy submission.
Right away too, right?
Right away. So I think that's how the fight would go down. And Jon Jones is also a big presence inside the octagon. So I think Jon Jones wouldn't have a hard time with Alex Pereira, especially if Jon Jones can address that calf kick, because when you watch Alex fight, he used that calf kick to get a response. I want to see something. You need to do something. You're going to do something.
Jon Jones just shocked the MMA world. He wants to fight Alex Pereira, and fans can't believe it. Reports say Jones is even willing to drop back to 205 pounds to make it happen. Dana White hinted the matchup could happen if it's big enough. And Jones sees Pereira as the ultimate test, a fight that could define his legacy. Meanwhile, Pereira isn't backing down. He's ready to fight anyone, anywhere, at any weight. His rise from middleweight to light heavyweight dominance has been insane. Even Joe Rogan says a Jones vs. Pereira showdown would be one of the most dangerous and technical fights in MMA history.
We'll match up next. You got Carlos Oberg, you got Yuri Prochazka. You also have heavyweight. Well, we got Aspinall and Cyril Gane.
No, I want a super fight.
Jon Jones at
the White House. We've both done a lot in the sport, and I feel like even if he were to lose to me, he's still the greatest of all time.
It's power versus precision, experience versus fearlessness. Joe Rogan praised Pereira's calm under pressure, but warned that Jon Jones's fight IQ, creativity, and ground game could be a nightmare for anyone. What's shocking is Jones's mindset. He's not talking retirement or recovery anymore. He's talking legacy. The greatest of all time wants one last defining moment, and that moment might be Alex Pereira. If the rumored White House card really happens, this could be the biggest fight in UFC history, the old king versus the new monster. Two champions clashing not for belts but for immortality.